just love when we're from all over the world, and I'm so curious to see. We have Latvia, I see. I want the hands up, please. Croatia, Italy. Then we have Denmark, Hungary, France. What else?
Spain.
Then Portugal, UK, US, Netherlands. Am I missing someone?
Spain.
Spain. Okay, that's good enough for a great start. So we are going to talk about advocating for libraries with the use of social media. And one word is missing. Who is going to advocate for libraries with the use of social media? You. That's the most important concept. Without you, we couldn't advocate for libraries. We couldn't sustain libraries, even with the use of social media or not. So you're the key part, the key concept. What I'm going to say is first a little introduction about IFLA, but it's a very quick one, so I want to annoy you with this. It's just some facts and figures. As you already know this, I love to talk about countries, to see how many we are. And IFLA counts over like 1,600 members from 151 countries. It's amazing. In one room we have at least, well, 10 countries almost, and then 151. So we know it's an international NGO based on membership, and it's active since 1927. So big tradition. And it's a member-based and promote high standards. I don't want to read. I don't want to annoy you with this. But this is IFLA, and IFLA represents its interests of libraries, of our members throughout the world. Your interests. Let's say that we are going to talk about, we say it's you, new senior professionals, advocating, so advocacy, then libraries, because all of us love libraries. I know when I've done my survey, our survey, I was just thinking that how hard it is to translate the term advocacy in each language. I don't know if in Hungarian you have another equivalent for advocacy, or if you use, Peter, I'm looking at you. Do you use advocacy, or you have your Hungarian word? Peter?
Certainly not advocacy.
Okay, so you have your term. But for the purpose of today, we're going to use advocacy. And we're going to say, well, the word we'll use a lot is action. And action with you. So action for change to be achieved. And again, I love the definition that ALA gives about advocacy. Turning passive support into educated action by stakeholders. So again, action. And also, Sebastian was talking about an active new professional platform. So action will be one of our keywords today. And advocacy seeks to change attitudes, policies, positions, practices. There are key elements, action-oriented, so it has to be planned, has to be sustained, supported, and if necessary, evaluated or modified. I'm going quick because it was, you know, my name is Federica and I work at IFLA as Advocacy Support Officer. When I started, I was just thinking, God, Advocacy Support Officer, how am I going to explain my grandma what I'm doing here, advocacy? My grandma is 88 years old, so I'm going to translate what I'm going to say to her that I'm doing. So it's, well, we know, it's different from lobbying, because lobbying is directed to government, leaders. It's different from marketing. I'm not going to read it with you, so you can see. But why do we need to advocate for libraries? We need to, well, improve understanding of the role of libraries. And I'm very happy to say that, because I was just looking at the video from the president of the ALA Association, and she was just saying libraries are essential. We don't need anymore to say that they're essential, but we are all library lovers here, and it's nice to say that, well, with advocating for libraries, we can reach a diverse audience. But why libraries? Libraries, a quick brainstorming, provide expertise, innovation, leadership, enrich society. I don't need to read, but I want to share with you my happiness to advocate for libraries with your help. So we need libraries, essential. What I'm going to talk with you today is about the paper, the survey we have conducted at IFLA to understand how we can advocate for libraries with the use of social media. So the methodology we used, we started with interviews with two key informants. One is Anna Maria Tamaro, which I'm sure all of you know. Yes, and Emil Lavin is an American scientist very much involved with digital libraries and libraries. The interviews made a solid basic to start to develop the questionnaire. So 10 basic questions to find out how much we use social media, what we can bring, what value we can bring to libraries with social media. And then one important thing, so the objectives, identify the best platform to advocate, again, what social media can bring to libraries, and skills and competences of new professionals. One problem that we had during the questionnaire, the survey, was that a lot of people, a big percentage, was asking me, who is the new professional? And it's true, who is the new professional? Well, you are the new professionals, we all are the new professionals, but how we can define and identify this person, because as Sebastian was saying, it's not related to age, it's related to open-minded, it's related to the way and the opportunity this person wants to engage with libraries. So, consider the objectives. We can have a look at some results to make it a long story short, to cut. So, as you can see, 73% and 32%, what's wrong? It's just because the questions were open, and one big result is that we cannot identify advocacy or the best platform in one answer, because advocacy and advocating for libraries requires a lot, and we cannot just categorize in strict rules. So we have more than one answer. Today, in this room, we are all advocating for libraries, so using conferences as a platform, using social media, social network, like I was on Facebook yesterday, I was writing about BOBCATSSS, the great opportunity BOBCATSSS is offering all of us, and I'm sure more than one or two in this room has already done this. And printed publication, so it's not bad, 32% thinks that we can advocate for libraries with printed publication. We have something with us. Tradition is not to be forgotten. But what can social media bring to libraries? And again, 79%, 53%, 40%, because we cannot have just one answer. So social media are a good way to improve communication with old and new audiences, a way to e-advocate. We were just thinking that since we talk about social media, the theme of BOBCATSSS is finding a new way, so e-advocate. And a better profile, a way of better profile libraries, and a way to outreach professionals, a way to outreach you. So on Facebook, on Twitter, on Flickr, we can exchange information, we can share our knowledge. That's how we can advocate for libraries. Okay, one nice and important result that I really like is because a lot of people ask me like, okay, you're a new professional, but like, what a new professional is? What does it look like? I was just thinking, we are all new professionals, and the perception is that there are skills and competences. So skills, I don't know if we can see, it's with the pink color, and competences with the light blue. So we can see communication. We need to communicate very well. We need to be flexible. We need to be confident. Which means that we have to know what we are saying, what we are advocating, and we have to be aware, so confident. We have to be leader. New professionals are the new leaders. We have our models, but we have to be leader. We have to be creative, so new ways, social media, creativity. And the competences, so one big result was we have to have notions of marketing, ICT, information and communication technology. But again, what is information and communication technology without a good person, able to communicate? We cannot leave the communication, the technology alone. It could be just useless. We need someone to drive it. And then budget and languages. I was just saying advocacy, how we can translate the term. So knowing the languages, knowing the way we are going to use our means to make sure that we all understand what we are talking about. So this could be skills and competencies, a picture, but then we'll talk more about that later. To be quick, the respondent, I'm very happy to share with you that we all use our networks, and we had 272 respondents, which is not bad. Consider that questionnaires, everybody, well, when see questionnaire, I'm almost like that. I see questionnaire, I just leave away, run away. Oh, I don't want to do that, but it's important. We had 272 respondents, and it's nice to see that all the big majority was senior professionals. So senior professionals are advocating for libraries and believe in the use of social media. So this is just for us a path. We have to follow them. We have to keep them as an example. And new professionals, more than 20% that combine with LIS students. So it's very good to see how we are finding new ways. So this team, this BOBCATSS, is really interesting to see how it's working well. Okay, last year we had another workshop in connection with IFLA. I wasn't working at IFLA, but I was helping as a Robin moderator. And one of the major results was that IFLA is too expensive, students cannot afford IFLA. So what is IFLA thinking about new professionals? We are thinking that we need new professionals to advocate for libraries. We need you, and this is what we are thinking. We want you to be part of the presidential meeting. Starting in 2007 with the President Claudia Lux, we had presidential meetings every year in a different country. This year will be in The Hague in the Netherlands, and it's 14-15 of April. And the theme is Libraries Driving Access to Knowledge, Action for Europe. I think for a little bit I didn't say action again, so I'm allowed to say Action for Europe. And if you're a motivated student, you should be there. And you said last year that was too expensive. Okay, we have an answer for you. 30 euro, I think it's quite affordable. And the student, I didn't write down there, but the students will be really active. We need their actions, our actions. And they will go around the audience to interview the attendees, and they will be at the end of the conclusion, 1 hour meet and greet with Ellen Theis, the president. We decided to give this informal name to make it really, the students feel comfortable with it. It will be just nice to have 1 hour to ask questions, to find out what we felt was important. It will be kind of, I can say, another BOBCATSS. So instead of waiting another year, we have one in April in the Netherlands. And it's so good because it's just through this year. And we say last year was my first BOBCATSS. When you start, you get the virus, you're infected. You cannot finish. You have to go. There is BOBCATSS, and we have to go. We are all BOBCATSers advocating for libraries. So I hope I can see you there. And if you have questions, please contact me. This is just the introduction of what we are going to do. I'm going to give the floor to Sebastian. Sebastian is going to say something more, and then we'll be active. We need your actions today. And what I want is the message to go out of this room and say, well, there was a workshop. It was a different one. They talked to us. They gave us some notion, but we want to do something more. So we want to use that information to go out and shout about libraries, how essential they are. Thank you so much.